Thanks, Jenny. I am Ashley Mathy. I have brown hair and blue eyes, and I'm white, and I'm from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. I also work for Opportunity Development Center, and I love to do Special Olympics. I love to shop, and I love horseback riding, and I love the holidays. And I have a Positive Vibes Facebook page, and I try to put up words of encouragement for all people, and I try to make it more inclusive because it's with people without disabilities and people with disabilities, because I know a lot of people get lonely and sad when and it's great to have friends, so I want everybody to make new connections and get to know each other. So that's why I created Positive Vibes, and now it has like 646 members, and people keep adding members, and they like it a lot. So I'm very happy about it. I'm a mentor for the Youth Voice Youth Choice Project. What I do as a mentor is I remind people about meetings. I help make sure that they're on track. I help Jordan with co-leading. I encourage them to do the best that they can be and make sure that they know that they have potential, because sometimes people with disabilities don't know that they have potential and that they are doing a great job, because if I motivate them, then they will do a good job. And I really see this succeeding a lot. So, and what I've learned is that I can make decisions and I can get off guardianship. It's been a hard road for me being on guardianship, and I see so much of potential in all these people, and they're not even on guardianship. So someday I want to be off of guardianship, and I'm going to fight for that in my lifetime. Probably not right away it will happen, but it will happen eventually for me. This project has given me the opportunity to show how it feels to be under guardianship, that it doesn't feel very good. And I think I have a unique perspective, because I don't think that if you're not on guardianship, you don't understand the impact that it has on people with disabilities. And I really want people to know that. I want parents to know. I want caregivers or anybody who's going to put someone on guardianship. I want them to know the restrictions so that they know how it is before it happens and not to do it. That's why I have shared my story nationally. It was very hard for me to share it because it's a lot of emotions, and it's painful to share it because it's not fun being under guardianship. But was very honored to do it because I want people to know so they don't get it at all. My mom is my guardian, and me and my mom, we talk through decisions together so I make the right decision. Even though I have good social skills, I need my mom to help me with certain situations so that they don't end up in the wrong direction. And I really appreciate my mom's advice, because then it turns out more smoothly than it would if I would just figure it out myself. So I appreciate it. Now I'd like to talk about my vision board. I created a vision board, and what it has on it, it has I want to win the Nobel Peace Prize. That's one of my big goals. But my short-term goal is to get an apartment, and that's like with a roommate, so that I can live independently and that I have support from caregivers and stuff when I get my apartment. So my goal is to get an apartment and find caregivers. And then my third goal is to become an executive director, like Cindy Bentley of People First of Wisconsin, because I think that even though I have an intellectual disability and autism, I can be an executive director just like Cindy Bentley. Like Jenny said, we've been doing lots of materials in Wisconsin. We even created a game for dreams and goals. That's pretty cool. The purpose of the game is to help self-advocates think about their future. We have done it at several conferences now, and even at the Jumpstart program in Rhinelander. We created some videos for the self-determination channel on supportive decision making, and I'm also a host on the self-determination channel. And I interviewed Jordan on his supportive decision making story. And here's a clip from that video. Today I am talking to Jordan Anderson about his supportive decision making story. Welcome to In the Spotlight, Jordan.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, Ashley, and talk to you today a little bit about supporting decision making.
That took a lot of courage to speak up to your parents. What was that like?
Honestly, I have the greatest parents in the world to listen to me and have my voice heard because I know that's not the case with disability adults.
Great. I love that story. Jordan, tell me some ways you use supported decision making.
When I go to the bank, I can make transactions by myself. I can choose whether I bring my supporter to the doctor's office or the bank with me. My parents, they're like a safety net if I have a question. We talk it over, but ultimately it's my decision. I can sign my own paperwork and I can manage my own money. I like to go hunting. It's one of my hobbies and I'm able to have the right to vote and without supportive decision making and with going under guardianship, I wouldn't have had those rights and responsibilities.
That's so great, Jordan. How does that feel?
Wonderful.
I bet it does. Jordan, do you have any message for any other self advocates about supported decision making?
Make sure you bring it up to your parents. Maybe ask them what you have as far as guardianship or supportive decision making and be aware of it when you turn 18. It was discussed briefly in my IEP meeting, but they didn't really know that much about supportive decision making. And if you're able, I highly suggest you to get supportive decision making. I'm just gonna keep spreading the word so people in my shoes and all the other people out there are aware of it and they don't find out like literally at the 11th hour right before their rights are almost getting taken away.
That's a great message, Jordan, for the disability community. I think that a lot of people are going to listen to you. Thank you so much. Isn't his story inspiring, everyone? We also created another video with other self-advocates. Here's a clip from that video. You're watching the Self-Determination channel. On this episode of In the Spotlight, we are going to be talking with youth ambassadors for the Youth Voice Youth Choice Project. I'm one of the mentors on this project.
My mom helps me the most because she's my mom and that's what moms do. And sometimes my bank or health person helps me because they know about me. They know exactly what's going on. So I guess it's three of them.
My mom, my dad, and my uncle usually help me. Those are the three main people.
Why did you want to be a youth ambassador and participate in the project?
I wanted to learn more about life and making decisions, and I just want to be independent like everyone else.
I've always wanted to be some sort of policymaker or politician, so I thought it would be a good first step on getting my name out there, and it sure is.
I wanted to meet new people. I also want to work on myself being independent, doing stuff on my own, not having my family around, making big decisions for myself, and after I'm done with school, probably a year from now, I'm probably going to get a house by my own and live on my own.
Hey y'all, so what are some of the highlights about being a youth ambassador?
One of the highlights I had was all the projects that we did. Like, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I just like the whole aspect of it. Being a youth ambassador, making your own decisions, doing projects. That's really what I think about it. That's my highlight a lot.
So, Jordan, what are some of the highlights?
Well, there's a whole bunch. We meet with the other two states, Georgia, Vermont, me, and the whole rest of the ambassadors have gotten to do many media appearances and conferences. We had a session at the Self-Determination Conference that the Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities holds every year. So we are keeping busy with all those things.
One of the highlights that I had was, meeting people and making new friends, and then joining those used to be weekly, but now monthly Zoom meetings. We finally did our first in-person conference, and very soon we'll have another in-person conference. So I'm kind of ready for that.
I hope you have learned something, and I hope you will speak up for yourself when it comes time to making your own decisions. If you want to learn a little bit more about supportive decision making, click the link below. We also created a video with the ambassadors from Vermont and Georgia. See if you might recognize some people.
You're watching the Self-Determination channel. Hi, Self-Advocate. My name is Jordan. I'm one of the Wisconsin ambassadors for the Youth Voice, Youth Choice project. Ashley is a mentor for the project. She recently sat down with 6 self-advocates from Georgia, Vermont, and Wisconsin. They are all ambassadors for the Youth Voice, Youth Choice project. Let's listen in on their conversation.
Welcome, everybody. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Darian Todd. I am from Ellenwood, Georgia, and I work at the Center for Leadership and Disability at Georgia State University. It's nice to be here.
My name is Hassan Ko. I'm from Vermont. I work at the Green Mountain CYVYC.
My name is Derek Hurd. I live in Albany, Georgia. I love to do graphic design.
Liana Gaia. I'm from Montpelier, Vermont, and I volunteer for the Mountaineers, which is a baseball team here in Vermont.
Hi guys, my name is Jenny. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and my favorite hobbies are singing, dancing, and listening to music.
Hi, my name is William Becker. I like to play basketball and eat McDonald's. And I'm from Oregon, Wisconsin.
How do you feel when people listen to you and value you?
I mean, the fact that like you have people that sit around and say, "Oh, well, you can do this," then someone going out of the way saying you can't do this, or like I just like when people want you to succeed and want you to just be good in life. Then when someone wants to let you down and be sad, and I don't want that. I want to be happy and succeed in life and be who I am.
Thank you, self-advocates, for watching. Remember, understand your rights. Ask questions. Look for alternatives to guardianship. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel. If you click on the bell icon, you will be notified when we post a new video.
This project has opened some opportunities for me. I did a podcast on my guardianship story. It was kind of scary to open up about how horrible it is to be under guardianship, but I knew I had to do it so that other people wouldn't get on guardianship It was scary to ask my parents if I could do it, but eventually, everybody loved it, and some people even on Facebook said to me that they're gonna look at supportive decision making options, and that made me feel like I made an impact on people's lives by doing something. Let's listen in.
Welcome, Disability Garrison listeners. Today we are going to be discussing and talking about guardianship, but more specifically, alternatives to guardianship. First, we're going to listen in and hear from Ashley, an advocate from the state of Wisconsin. She's going to share about what her experience was under guardianship. So let's listen in.
Hi, I'm Ashley Mathy. I'm 26 and I'm a self-advocate and I live in Wisconsin. I've actually spoken around the state and I'm a professional public speaker. I've been speaking for about 5 years. I graduated from Partners in Policymaking in Wisconsin. And I think speaking is probably my favorite thing to do because, you get the energy in the crowd. And when you can tell when you use an enthusiastic voice and when someone talks monotone, everybody's ready to sleep. So it's like the whole crowd, it's so energizing. That's my favorite thing to do. But I had an opportunity a couple years ago, an agency that I was actually a client in said, Ashley, you'd be really good as a mentor. So then I started working for them, and now I'm a mentor for the Youth Voice Youth Choice group. I was at an event where some boys were interested in me, and someone came up to my mom and told them that I needed guardianship. So then, they were very scared about that. So they ended up getting SSI and guardianship, and I didn't know much about any of it. And I had just gotten my first job, so I kind of just went along with it. But I never knew the restrictions that guardianship would have given me, because choice matters when you have a disability or you don't have a disability. Choice making is so important, and you just need to be taught the right decision making skills. And then, you can make choices on your own and then ask other people for help. It is so dehumanizing to be under guardianship. So I don't want anyone else to be under it. And I want to show people that, they can do their own decisions by themselves, and that I want to show them that, I'm under guardianship, so don't get guardianship. So I guess that's me kind of living through them kind of thing and showing them before they go into something that's not good. I can't hunt because of, you can't have a firearm when you're under guardianship, and your parents have to decide if you get married or what kind of boyfriend you have, kind of thing. Because if court says you're incompetent to make those decisions for yourself. I thought that it was just going to be I would just be had a few things made for me, and that it wouldn't be all my life and stuff like that. It wasn't a set in stone thing. But as soon as you are actually in it, you understand that it is more of a restrictive thing. You know what I mean? When you want to date someone, you have to go to your parents and say, can I date someone, or can I marry someone? I mean, obviously, some people want to ask their opinion about it, but when you're in guardianship, it's more of a restriction measure than I'm going to ask this person or ask this person or ask this person. I mean, I want to be able to, do things like my family does and not be restricted and stuff like that. I know I'm going to make mistakes along the way, but I mean, I don't know anybody who's not made mistakes. I guess neither one of us, me and my mom, both didn't know when we went into it that it was going to be so restrictive. And I mean, my mom's a great mom. She's, supportive. She drives me to speaking events. She's supportive and stuff like that. But I think that we both didn't know what we were getting into, because she kept reassuring me. She said, Ashley, I have guardianship, but that, we'll help you make your own decisions and stuff like that. But I don't think neither of us really knew what we were actually saying yes to. And now that I'm 26, and now it's a long process to turn this around now. But, it's very, people need to be very matter of fact on what they're getting into with guardianship. You know what I mean? Don't get it. It makes you feel like you're locked up in a box, that you're not going to get out of it for a long time, and that, you can't make your own decisions, and that you feel so little of yourself, like, all the time, and you don't want to, be restricted. You want your kid to live, a full life, and, she's probably, or he's going to, like, live a life that they want to, but it's not going to keep them safe by being on guardianship. So just don't get guardianship.